Okay, so I figured I would give a brief lighting review of my lighting setup, um, primarily of the AI Hydra 32HD units and the HMS rail system. But I'll mention the Kessel and the trick that I utilized to get that Kessel A360X to hang in the center. So the AI Hydra 32HD units are fine lights. One of them I won in a contest, and the other one I received new for free as well. So obviously just rolled ahead with those. I was on a tight budget when I set up this system anyhow. This system is a Waterbox Marine X 4820. It's about 100 gallons to 110 gallon overall system volume. The tank itself is, I think, 22 inches high, and then it is 20 inches deep and then 48 inches long. So a decent amount to light, not the biggest tank in the world, but you know, a decent sized tank. And you can see that I've got these Hydras run perpendicular to the HMS rail system, and that's in order to increase the amount of light spread that is hitting especially the hard corals up near the top of the tank. And once I initially had installed them in line with the crossbar, but once I turned them, I saw a noticeable difference in the amount of light that was hitting the corals. So I would encourage people to go ahead and run them perpendicular to that crossbar on the HMS rail. The lights themselves, I have no qualms with. The AI app is a little bit fiddly, kind of hard to know with certainty what intensity you should be running the lights at. You can see I've got them a good ways above the tank. And the tank's 22 inches high on its own. And my rockscape is not above the halfway point in the tank. And I would say the best way of knowing exactly how much light you're getting, of course, is to get a par meter. I do have a Neptune Apex par meter. So I hooked that up, and I'm seeing about 250 to 300 par at the top of my rockscape, running the blue spectrums on these lights at about 80%, and running my whites at between 30 and 40%. It varies throughout the day. I took the David Saxby schedule off of the AI website, and then I adapted it slightly just to my own liking. So that has generated great coral growth for me over the life of the tank, which is short life, but I can already see fantastic growth. The HMS rail system, to touch on that briefly, that was a horrible experience. They did not redesign it when they increased the thickness of the cords that are used for the Hydra 32HD units once they went away from the Hydra 26 and 52 version. So the cords do not fit in the cord channels at all. And they send these little cheap plastic clips for you to use, for you to just put the cords on there. It doesn't look terrible, but it's frustrating to spend the amount of money that you spend on one of these rail systems and then have the cords show. Yeah, it works, but it's not ideal. I also had to use a file to file out bits and pieces of plastic to get the plastic feet to fit on properly. So just shoddy construction for something that's a premium price. Unfortunate. You can see I used a little lock line here on the Kessel A360X and threaded a screw through the top of the lock line and then slid it into the channel. So the screw head is up in the channel and it dangles, and I can slide it around and adjust it, and the lock line allows me to adjust it. So is a center pendant needed with this setup? Probably not. I think you can get away with 2 Hydras on a setup of this size and those dimensions. But it doesn't hurt, you know, and I'm trying to grow some macros in the future, so I figured I would just future-proof myself. Anyway, Hydra 32HD, solid light as far as I'm concerned. They're not Radions, but they're not going to do you wrong. And just be aware of the limitations of the HMS rail system, which works, but just with unfortunate limitations. So thanks for your time.